Good afternoon, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. As you can tell, I have no money in my jar because the Dems and Republicans, they are still debating and negotiating what is going to be inside of the next stimulus package. They both have confirmed there will be another stimulus payment, but nobody knows the expected amount. Excuse me, no one knows the confirmed amount because the expected amount is $1,200 for individuals and $2,400 for married and joint filers. Now, there's no really any significant information to report except for this version. I call this the stimulus update blackout version, okay? Because I want to read some things that Forbes came out quite recently here in the past 3 hours when you see this video. And just follow along with me. I don't mean to bore you, but this is staggering information that I believe that a lot of you guys should know, no matter your ethnic or race. So let's go over to Forbes and let's see exactly what I'm talking about here. So, as I'm showing here, it says, the breakdown you need to know. Let's hope people of color, which I hate that term, let's just go with blacks and Hispanics and Asians, will receive their second checks a lot quicker than they did the first time. Culture Banks noted a study by the Urban Institute found discriminatory outcomes with stimulus checks that were delivered faster to wealthier whites than to black and Hispanic families, as well as to lower income households. I'm gonna read that again. This is a study found discriminatory outcomes with stimulus checks that were delivered faster to wealthier whites than to black and Hispanic families, as well as to lower income households. Specifically, 3/4 of white adults received their checks by late May, compared with 69% of black adults and 63% of Hispanic adults. Not to mention, nearly half of Americans have reported the loss of income from March through the beginning of July, according to the census data, highlighting the financial stress that the households are facing as the pandemic and economic lockdown triggers the worst downturn since the Great Depression. Again, the worst downturn since the Great Depression. At the beginning of June, the IRS said it had distributed some 159 million payments worth more than $267 billion. Now, the Nonpartisan Tax Policy Center concluded, excuse me, that while the rollout of the cash payment was a success in many ways, there were significant disparities by income, race, ethnicity, and family and citizenship in terms of who received the money. Some of these issues may reflect structural, economic, and racial inequities, with median black families in the U.S. earning about 59 cents for every dollar earned by the median white household. So basically they're saying for every $1 that a white American makes, black Americans make 50 cents on the dollar, 59 cents on the dollar. Okay, so we getting short. How much? How much we getting short? Like 41 cents on the dollar, which actually adds up to be a lot of money, depending on what your salary is at. Also, people, I can't say people of color. It's bothering me so much. Also, blacks, Hispanics, and Asians are more likely to be underbanked or unbanked compared to white consumers. Now, I'm gonna take out Asians because they don't have a problem with this. So I'll just say mostly black and Hispanics. Let's move along. Since the poverty rate among blacks is twice as high as for whites, since the poverty rate among blacks is twice as high as for whites, according to the 2018 U.S. Census data, it translates to a disproportionate impact on stimulus tax non-receipt for this demographic. However, the HEALS Act will attempt to rectify the frequent criticism of the first $2.2 trillion relief package. For example, under the CARES Act, Americans only received an extra $500 for their dependents if they were under the age of 17. For the HEALS Act, families with dependents over the age of 17 will also be able to receive the extra $500. So essentially what it's saying is if you have maybe a college student, they're above the age of 17, maybe they're 18, 19, 20, but they're still dependent on you because they don't have their own job, you're going to receive an extra $500 for them. So either they're under 17 or above 17, If they are dependent and they don't file taxes, you will receive that extra $500, okay? And this is not for Black or Hispanic, this is for everybody. But this is how the HEALS Act is trying to close the gap on the disparities that they have on the Black and brown community. A continuation of unemployment benefits in the HEALS Act could also be a plus for the Black community. The Senate proposal would extend benefits based on 70% to 75% of lost wages, starting at $200 a week and over time increasing to $500 a week with state assistance. We call that welfare. While the Black unemployment rate declined in June to 15.4%, it's still higher than any other ethnic demographic. While the Black unemployment rate declined in June to 15.4, it's still higher than any other ethnic demographic. I am not going to get into any sort of biased race talk because we already know the racial disparities that African Americans go through in this country. We understand that, you know, systematic racism is a cause for that particular number. Again, that's my point of view. You can argue if you want to. Next, a new stimulus package should offer Americans some financial respite from the ongoing recession. It's important to note that the issues identified in the shortcomings of distributing stimulus checks to low-income and minority citizens could pose challenges again with lawmakers decide to send out a second round of stimulus payments as expected. While it seems like things could be fairly straightforward, that's where the clarity stops and the confusion begins. Let's just hope things can get sorted out before the Senate is set to break for its month-long recession on August 7th. Now, we understand I was saying last week that the House and the Senate was taking a vacation on August 3rd and August 7th. I believe they pushed it back where both of them are now taking their vacation for a month on August 7th, which is Friday. So I believe they will get it done because this is more than just giving help and support to the American people. This is widely political. Whether you are a Biden supporter or a Trump supporter, this is widely has to do with politics, and regardless of what goes on, they're going to get it done and say, oh, our team got it done, and we support Biden for the Democrats. Or my team got it done, we support Trump for the presidency. So it's going to get done. The matter is when. And if it doesn't get done, there should be something to pay to the American people and not just in dollars. We want explanations. We want reasons. We want something to let us know, why couldn't you guys get these things done to help us out? And we're out here being homeless and hungry. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your stimulus update for August 3rd. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And hopefully, I can fill up this jar. I'm out.